I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive, you know I'm about to go.
Hey guys, welcome back again to Dave's Dementia. Welcome back again to Tuesday Night Talks. I know I've been gone for a little bit and for a good reason, but we're going to clear a few things up tonight, guys. Welcome once again to the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme, and the channel where, well, tech, toys, and talk will always rule the waves. So I want to welcome everyone back. This is going to be a very different stream, and you guys often hear me say that, but I really do mean that. And we're going to get into a lot of different subjects tonight, guys. First off, I've just been a little bit run down, kind of drained with everything going on in the world. Long story short, you guys know I've been working on the Dimension, so there's a few weeks where I was working on my project, which is still not done, and it's going to be a while before it's completed. I did some rearranging of the Dimension. I took out some cheap budget, nothing wrong with cheap and budget, but I took out some budget Target bookcases, and there's this new trend where collectors are taking garage shelving, modding it to make it look like a Maji case. Those are really professional looking cases. Obviously, this is far from professional, but is a major step up from what I used to have. Let's take a look at the chat very quickly here. And by the way, guys, if anyone wants to hop into the chat, anyone want to hop on screen and join me in these discussions, the link is there. Just click the link, jump in the portal, and join me on live. First off, we want to welcome David's Life. He says, I'm here and ready. Let's go. EC Collecting saying, what's up? Rolando, of course, the multiversal moderator. Already, I've seen your handiwork, my friend. You've been dropping the links everywhere, so thank you very much for that. Everyone saying hello to everybody else. Mega Demon says, yo, everyone, change of plans for me. My family was supposed to go to Trenton Thunder game tonight, but it was delayed. Instead, my dad took my family out to dinner and ice cream. Awesome. That's always cool. So, as you guys can see, the title of today's stream is Tuesday Night Talk, State of the Dimension, Pre-Orders, and Social Toxicity. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about, guys. First off, let's just start off with the first topic, which is the state of the dimension. What do I mean by that? What could that possibly mean? Well, we're going to find out, guys. So, the state of the dimension. The content, the future, will there even be a future? These are questions that this is not like thirst trapping. This is not any kind of clickbait. Captain Spaulding's in chat saying hello to Captain Spaulding. Ruben, him and his family have been going through a lot of craziness past month or two. I want nothing but positive thoughts going out to Cap. Everyone keep Cap in your thoughts, him and his family. They've just had a lot of craziness happen, and I'm hoping that nothing but the best for them moving forward in the future. About the state of the dimension is, honestly, you hear this with a lot of YouTubers. Numbers have been a factor. Numbers have definitely been a factor with me. Outside of numbers, there's been a lot of stress going on in the real world, in my everyday life. Mostly to do with my work, and hopefully things are going to be going into a different direction. But when that happens, there could be schedule changes. I may not be available to do night streams. You might be seeing a lot less of me. What that also means is, for the foreseeable future, I'm kind of having to budget and streamline any kind of collecting I might be doing. Is going to be streamlined. It's going to be scaled back tremendously. I do still have a whole bunch of figures still in box to unbox and review, of course. But I may be shifting my contents to something that's a bit more budget minded. When I say budget minded, is you guys know I've gotten into 3D printing. There's the P1P with the AMS, Bamboo Labs, amazing printer. I've been able to make some pretty amazing things. Everything from a Spider-Man coaster to a sonic screwdriver. If you're a Doctor Who fan, I made this little stand for one of my sonic screwdrivers as a nice little prop display. All of that is being made from my 3D printer. Been making a ton of stuff. Parts for my proton pack. And as of late, I've actually been doing props for a cosplay I have coming up later this month when the wife and I go to Fan Expo. Now, if you grew up in the 80s, there was a cartoon called Captain N, the Game Master. It was to help promote the Nintendo game systems. It was short-lived, maybe about 3 seasons. It was a cartoon about a teenager who gets pulled from the real world into the video game world because he is Captain N. He is the chosen one who can basically lead a group of video game heroes to stop the bad guys, no matter whether it's Simon Belmont, Castlevania, Kid Icarus, even Mega Man, all join forces with this seemingly normal human. But his weapons were a Nintendo Zapper. Now, this, obviously, the Nintendo Zapper, these are different colors, but in the cartoon, it had the gray handle, the red backing here, and a gray barrel. So I actually 3D printed this. These were actually 2 separate pieces. And now it's just one solid piece. And yes, it does have Nintendo branding right on there. So I was able to make this off the AMS. And also, well, the AMS allows me to do multicolor printing using multiple filaments. And I also made his, in the show, he had a belt buckle, which looked like a Nintendo controller. He hit the left arrow and he would move super fast to the left, or he could jump really high if you press the A or B buttons. So this is actually part of the prop belt. I use a belt extender right here. I'm going to connect it to a military style belt made by Rothko, which a lot of Ghostbusters use in their cosplays. So I'm going to connect this and I'm getting a holster. So I'm going to have my little cosplay, but take a look at this. This is all one piece. Oh, this isn't. I glued this to the back, but this controller part is all one piece. So I'm going to be printing. I plan to do a lot more props in the future. So the content of the channel might be shifting over to more 3D printing and possibly, DIY props. That's a little bit more. It's easier to manage than collecting is nowadays. I'm not saying I'm giving up on collecting, but as far as budget goes, that's kind of the direction I may have to go to. As you heard me mention briefly, there's going to be a lot of changes going on in my life where I'm not going to be making as much money. Finances are not going to be how I would like them to be. So in the meantime, I have to cut back on a lot of things, which means changing content. I still want to keep making content, okay? But the question is, the content that I'm going to be making is going to be a little bit different. We're still going to do collecting discussions, and obviously it's going to be a little different if I'm not picking up all the amazing figures that everyone out there is collecting. So it's going to be a bit different. But the question is, if I do shift over to more 3D printing, am I still going to have the same viewership that I have now? Just how well received will that be? It may not be well received at all. So that is a very real thing going on. Let's just catch up in the chat here. Everyone's saying hello to Mega Demon. Cap saying hey. Mega Demon's dinner. He's just outside of Philly. There you go. Cap saying thank you. Let's just catch up here. Everyone's saying hello to everyone else. David's Life says he'll be live in Sanborn, New York on Sunday for a vehicle show. So if you guys want to check out that, go ahead and click that link and you'll see much, much more from him. David's Life is actually local to Western New York and he does amazing live streams all the time. So please go ahead and check him out. Again, he'll be live in Sanborn. The vehicle show is at a farm called Hoover's Dairy. So go ahead and check that out. Mega Demon says he went to a local comic book shop today, bought a Phantom Ranger Lightning Collection figure for $10. Not bad. Cap says, I'll watch the stream, Dave. I appreciate that, man. It's just that there's a lot of things going on. Usually I can do a lot of some fun intros like I did tonight. Usually I can do a lot of different video editing. That's being put on hold. I was using Filmora Wondershare for a lot of my video editing, creating custom intros, putting a bunch of different graphics in my videos when I did, like the clicks, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. That was actually part of a subscription service, so I've cut that out. I've unsubscribed to that. I am no longer paying for StreamYard. I canceled that subscription. So once, I think it's the 23rd or 24th of this month, I'll be, reversed back onto the free format. So I'm going to be looking at different alternatives. I'm going to be looking at we're going to be doing a few more tech videos that you guys might be accustomed to. I'm going to be looking at, are there any free editing programs out there that don't give you a watermark that you can use to make content, whether you're doing YouTube shorts or doing streaming on Instagram, or if you're making regular videos and you just want to add a little bit extra flavor, a little bit extra pizzazz to it. What free options are there out there? And also, how easy are they to use? And maybe if I learn a few tricks, I can pass those tricks on to you guys. That's one thing. I'm also going to be looking at different formats. Normally, in the past, I've gone live using OBS. However, with OBS, there's no platform that allows me to invite people on. Okay. If I want to invite people on, it would be kind of a chintzy kind of a way of doing it. What I would have to do is I would have to screen capture StreamYard or Restream or some other format like that. Okay. And I would have to screen capture and crop in on the video part where what you guys would see right now. And then I would have to stream that into OBS. But then I won't be able to highlight messages. There's a few other things we wouldn't be able to do. So there's a lot of limitations on that, and a lot of opportunity for things to go wrong. So with that being said, it's going to be a learning curve. I hope you guys are going to stick with me. I'm always trying to make my streams a little bit better. It's like if you get a car, there's always something else you have to tune up on the car to get it running smoother and better, to keep it nice and shiny, right? That goes for computers, that goes for props, that goes for everything in life. So that is one thing that's happening with the channel, is you might see a little bit less toy collecting. We might do more video game streams. And definitely I want to do more videos on prop building. However, those videos tend to be a long format, long content. And that's the thing. A lot of people out there in the world, they don't like watching long videos, unless it's maybe a game stream or something like that. A lot of people aren't usually accustomed to watching, videos on prop building, unless they're a prop builder themselves. So it can be a bit of niche content. So I'm still going to do everything I possibly can. I still want to do live streams. I still want to do talking point streams like this right here. And by the way, guys, again, remember, if you want to pop in, you want to join the conversation, there's a link at the top of the chat. Just go ahead and click that, jump on in. The door is open. So that's something that's happening. There's going to be some changes with my work schedule. At least, well, just changes in my schedule period. That's going to be happening. And again, finances, money situation is going to be very unique for a while. So some of the things we're going to be doing, again, to recap, I'm going to be trying to cover videos on how to, using demo versions of like DaVinci Resolve and programs like that that usually film studios are using, but using a demo version of it and seeing, can I still edit the way I was editing before? Can I do things to kind of cut corners and to still kind of get that crisp look, that crisp appearance that I've always wanted to do. We got Dre, the Collector Safe Space, popping in the chat. Give me just 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I had to let River out of the room. My cat. One of my cats. So, long story short, the schedule of my availability is going to be changing. I won't be able to collect like I used to, at least for a good while. We're going to be changing the content up to feature prop making, 3D printing, and we're also going to be featuring more talking points and maybe some video game streams. And these are going to be different kinds of video game streams. It's not going to be like the latest and greatest games. Some of them might be some retro games. Some of them are just going to be hangout streams where we're just hanging out, trying to have a good time. That is schedule permitting. My work schedule is going to be a bit different. My availability is going to be very different. And I'm hoping you guys are going to stick with me. Again, I'm going to be trying to do more tech videos where, again, where you're trying, maybe they're using editing programs that are, they don't have all the bells and whistles, but they don't cost you anything. And it's a way to achieve that crisper look. I still want to keep the look that I've always had. I mean, like right now, I love how this looks, but it's going to be different. We're going to be doing different things. And we're going to find different ways of doing those kinds of streams without having to pay the money. Because, I mean, a $25 subscription to StreamYard and then maybe a $15 or $20 subscription to Filmora Wondershare a month. That's almost $50 right there. Okay, that's almost $50 just to be able to stream and to edit videos. Okay, $50 a month there. I mean, it definitely adds up over time. I mean, your basic action figure is usually about $25 plus tax if you're lucky. These things can add up. I mean, that's stuff I can be using for groceries or for other bills. So this is what's happening. The dimension is going to restructure. And again, I hope you guys are going to hang out and still stick with me through it. And on a side note, my numbers have not been great, but that's not a part of this whole process. That's just one little sprinkle on, the dropped cupcake that is my current situation. I'm hoping in the future things are going to change. But honestly, we see changes every day in life, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our own personal lives. I mean, I know people who are, they're not happy in their careers and they're trying to pivot to other things. Some of those pivots aren't happening for a year or two. And other people, they're forced into these new pivots that they this new reality that they kind of have to try and face and try to rebalance. It's just a thing. It's just a fact of life. David's Life is saying, hey, this program is free. It's what I use. It's videos of the videosoftdev.com. So guys, go ahead and check that link out. And again, please follow David's Life. He's a local YouTuber in Western New York here. He does a lot of live streams. He's already dropped a few in the chat, so please go ahead and check him out this weekend. Again, I actually have a few. There's going to be CapCut. There's going to be I think it's Shotcut, and also DaVinci Resolve. There's a free version of DaVinci Resolve that I'm going to be trying to learn myself to see if I can still do the video editing that I've been doing. I may not have all the awesome go-to samples and templates that I had with Filmora Wondershare, But hey, we're going to move forward. Canva is always a very good resource, and every now and again, you can do their free trial offer for like a month, and you can get a lot of great assets off of that. So you can make some intros, you can get some great HD quality clips, and with other programs, you can take those clips and assets and make your own intro. So you can get creative about things, guys. Okay, it's all about creativity. Canva is not 100% perfect, but it does have a lot of great accessibility. A ton of people use it for making thumbnails. It's definitely something that's worth a look at it. There is a free version of it. It does have its limitations, but there's so much you can do on there. So it's definitely worth a look. Like I said, I am going to be covering it in videos and in maybe some live streams. Maybe we'll do some live streams like maybe on a Saturday or Sunday or something. Um, and then we can always chop it up into different different videos. So we'll see what happens, but most likely after StreamYard runs out from here, I may be shifting over to OBS. But then again, there is a way I can kind of capture audio and video from StreamYard or from another format, unless there is a free version out there. Some people will use Skype, some people will use Teams. There's different ways to do video conferencing, and we're going to look at those options to see what can actually be done. David said live stream editing is a cool idea. But see, that's the thing. Like, if you doing a paid version of StreamYard, it records your live streams, and then you can always download that video and then cut it, slice it, make it into different clips, shorter videos. That is something you can do, but it does take a lot of time and effort. It takes a lot of time to do that. Video editing isn't just 5 minutes and you're done. It, for some people it could be 4 or 5 hours, and that takes away from your family life, whether you have kids, significant other, maybe you just have siblings that you're trying to see. It takes up a lot of time, and that's one of the things that can be very stressful about YouTube itself. David's asking, how are you? You seem tired. I am tired. I haven't had much sleep the past week or so. I've been getting maybe 4 hours of sleep a day. I'm I'm physically tired, but I'm also mentally tired. Given my work life situation. And there's a few people that know some of the stuff that I've been dealing with. But hopefully in a matter of a few weeks, things are going to change, hopefully for the better. One of my favorite shows when I was young was Quantum Leap. Sam Beckett, a good, honest person who was leaping from life to life, leaping throughout the past of his lifetime. So, and he kept leaping from life to life, trying to make right what once went wrong, hoping each time that his next leap would be the leap home. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for the next steps moving in the future are going to lead to better times, better positivity. That's what I'm hoping for. And by the way, anyone who's a bike enthusiast, stay tuned. You might see 1 or 2 videos that you might want to check out. So a little teaser there for you guys. I might be working with one company to review a product. It's not it's not a paid endorsement or anything, but it's a cool opportunity to be a part of a creative feedback and promotion process. So stay tuned to that, guys. That should be pretty fun. At least that's my hope. David said, that said, sorry to, it is what it is. I mean, there's some people who run on 3 hours of sleep. Some people are working 2 or 3 jobs to provide for their families. Thankfully, I'm not in that situation. But YouTube is like another job. Let's be honest. The amount of time some of us think of our videos or our streams, it's like a second or third job in some cases. You guys know Dre the Collector Safe Space in the chat. Me and Dre are best friends. We're brothers. But Dre has his channel. I have my channel. And then for a good time, we were running a third channel, the Outer Dimensions podcast. So, I mean, when you're running one channel, that's like a job, but running two channels, that's like two jobs right there. And it's kind of hard to find that balance, that work life balance for your family, for your life, for everything in general. So that's where we are with the future of Dave's Dimension, and future Tuesday Night Talks and content. Is we're going to be shifting. You guys know I've always said that this is the home for tech, toys, and talk, but we're going to be shifting a little bit more to tech, and also since Millennium Workshop is in the chat, Rex and Effects, you might appreciate this. That since I'm having to shift things, I won't be buying collectibles as much as I used to in the past. And Dre, you can just sit back there for a moment. I'm actually going to be shifting the channel to some more tech-driven categories, but we're also going to be doing more 3D printing. Millennium Rex, I don't know if you ever saw, there was a cartoon back in the 80s called Captain N the Game Master. It was a Nintendo-based cartoon. I'm doing a cosplay, so I actually made the Nintendo Zapper from the cartoon, color accurate, and also upscaled and did a Nintendo controller from my belt buckle. And thanks to my bamboo printer with its AMS edition, this is all one big, this is just one print. Full color print. I'm loving it. I have the bug for 3D printing, and especially this guy right here reached out to me today. And it looks like I'm going to be printing some more fun stuff that is going to be collecting adjacent. You like that? You like that word?
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that word.
Adjacent. I can't take credit for that because a friend of mine, Dude's Nerdery, he collects everything, but he was infamous. Well, he is infamous for using the term Batman adjacent. Okay. He was a big Batman collector, but he would justify buying Superman or Green Lantern because it was Batman adjacent. So I'm borrowing that phrase. It's collecting adjacent. Those projects you and I talked about earlier today, that's collecting adjacent, but it's going to work with my 3D printing. Are you frozen? I think we broke Dre. He's frozen. There he is. A little bit of video movement. Because a lot of us love G.I. Joe Classified, and now you can actually buy STL files on Etsy and other platforms where people have taken the 3 3/4 figure, the vehicles from the 80s, and now they've upscaled them so that they fit classified figures. So I'm actually going to be printing a few of those. And I'm hoping you guys are going to tune in for that stuff. It's not going to be a live stream. It might be a video showing what I did to print them, but then maybe we'll do a live stream where we're actually assembling them. So that could be some fun stuff that you guys definitely want to stay tuned for. But let's catch up here. You said my name's see, Dre. You're trying to do your Dave's Dimension impersonation right there.
I had to do Joe Hendry, dude. He's wrestling tonight. So, you say my name and I appear.
Joe Hendry? Really?
Well, you didn't say Joe Hendry, but you said Dre, and I was like, oh, I don't have the song, but if I had the ability, yes.
Okay. Well, what's that?
Oh my goodness, folks!
You said his name and he appeared.
Listen, live from NXT, it's Joe Hendry.
See, I've only seen clips of this guy, so since I don't have live TV, I just stream. I only have streaming services, so apparently this guy's a legend. It's Joe Hendry.
He's extremely over. Like Booker T wants him. Everybody's trying to get him. People are saying it's a Rumble.
Hey, it's family. No, it's not a family show. Get out of here.
People are trying to hit at the Rumble. He's gonna come through. I just want to. Yeah.
So Rex says I'm working on making my own lights. Ooh, that's awesome. Are you doing videos of it, or I want to know more. Because since I'm in 3D printing, it's very addicting. In fact, my wife, she wants some gold Desert Eagles for Deadpool, for her Deadpool cosplay later this month. So we ordered some filament from Bamboo Labs, a specific gold with like a I don't want to say sprinkle or sparkle to it, but it's got a sparkle type of filament. So we're going to be printing her the Desert Eagle Deadpool guns for her cosplay. So we're going to be doing that in like another week or so.
That's
But yeah,
dope.
this I gotta say, I think this Nintendo Zapper came out pretty well.
Oh,
I am gonna
that looks
reprint
amazing.
it though, huh?
That looks amazing.
Well, I am gonna reprint it because the actual this is split down the middle, but you can if you're up close, you could actually see like a little gray line. It's not showing up that well here, and I kind of messed up with a little excess epoxy right there. But I'm gonna reprint this. Um, but I think it came out pretty well. I colored everything because it's like a paint by number thing. You assign different colors to different panels, different sections of the 3D model, so you can customize the hell out of them as far as color.
Hey,
And
Millennium.
the AMS allows me to do 4 separate color filaments, so I get to do quite a bit. I've even been printing these mini puffs, guys.
Those are cute.
Whole army of mini puffs.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Chris. I miss it too. And much like David said earlier, it's been a very trying year. Like it's between just the work stress that he and I both were having, and it's not like our friendship is fine and we love each other and everything. It's just time is just it gets away from you.
Yeah. Dre and I
know?
still love each other.
Yeah, I know. He mentions
So
he
Oz
mentions the
is
guy. The guy.
the most awesomest person around. Oz is in the chat saying, "Hey friends."
And look, Bree's even here too.
Rex says, "I'm going to do an entire video on how to print finish to help help and wire." Oh, so you're going to put electronics in it too?
Yeah, why not build your own? If you're gonna
That's
do a
freaking
lightsaber,
awesome.
go the whole mile.
Please tell me you're going a method that doesn't require soldering. I'm asking for a friend. Well, no, I know there are these STL files where, especially with an AMS unit, you can the automatic material system where you can actually assign different colors and it'll print that. So technically, you could print a hilt out with certain colors, and I've even seen 1 or 2 models where they have you flick and the blade extends. So I've seen those. Obviously, they don't require any electronics, but I'm definitely going to be watching that with great enthusiasm. I need to learn more. I am but a novice. Like I'm still trying to learn the right the type of glues for, because I just use two-part epoxy for the zapper. But I really think this controller came out really good, and I loved how I upscaled it.
I think the whole thing looks dope. I'm impressed.
Yeah, but Dre, I'm also gonna be printing something else.
The gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet, or the Power Glove.
The Power Glove. However, it's not going to look it's not going to look accurate. Because the Power Glove, if I want, I can buy a vintage one for $100. Screw that. But they do have the STL file, so I can print a prop one. But I think I'm going to customize the coloring a little bit. Maybe update it, since I'm updating the cosplay from a varsity jacket, because I don't want to sweat my ass off at a con wearing a heavy varsity jacket in like 80 to 90 degree weather at Fan Expo. Forget that. I'm doing a zip up red hoodie instead, and I'm going to put the varsity N on the side. So that's still going to be present. I'm going to cut the sleeves so that my arms are nice and cool. But I was thinking of, well, hey, I can actually, maybe I'll do some custom colors. Maybe I won't have this looking screen accurate. Maybe I'll go different colors with this, and I'll do the same thing with the Power Glove. It's going to be a fingerless glove too.
That's like I said. I look forward to seeing it.
So I'm still tooling around with the ideas in my head. Let's see here. Christian says, I miss Tuesday live streams. Yeah, I know. I've been away for a few weeks, some mental health, and also working on the cabinets back here. Fortunately, a couple months ago, about 2 months ago, my unemployment from last December finally kicked in. So I was able to treat myself to a few things. If you guys notice, some videos I've dropped recently were a unbox of the Flash hot toy and Captain America Endgame, which I had once upon a time 2 years ago, sold because of medical bills, medical expenses that needed to be done. I was able to reacquire them through secondary markets. So I actually have a couple hot toys I have yet to unbox. So stay tuned for that. We basically did the garage shelving hack where we take some microfiber cloths, put them on, we staple them on the shelves, makes it a little nice. We got some nice, bright, inexpensive lights. I got these 8 light bars that all connect together for around 45, 48 bucks on Amazon. So I did 2 cases for 50 bucks. That's not bad at all. The shelving themselves were 64 a piece, so that wasn't bad either. So got some budget ideas. We're going to be doing a lot more budget things here, but like I said, you might see some of the quality of the streams in the videos. Some of the video content or the quality might shift a little bit, but hopefully we're going to subsidize that with the content itself. So
Well, that's what you guys are here for anyway. Y'all ain't here for the bells and whistles. You here because Dave is awesome.
They're here for the melodic tones of Dre because they knew Dre was going to pop on.
Well, like I said, say my name and I appear.
So David's Life says, love paint by numbers, since I mentioned it was paint by numbers, actually. We got Bree, also known as the Maven of Madness, the Mistress of Pain. I don't know. That might not be family friendly. We won't go with that one.
Well,
the Master of Disaster.
Well, I mean, I'm good. I know Bree and I are both in the way of this like nice hurricane. We just have really like.
Hey, no. No, y'all can't talk about no damn hurricanes. Y'all have, I know you guys got a hurricane. Her name is what? Debbie? Just like what's her name from Family Adam's Family Values?
I think so.
Bringing death and destruction everywhere. Y'all can't talk about that because at the very same time, now your weather system is not affecting us in the Northeast right now at all. Mm-hmm. So how the hell did I have a friggin' tornado in downtown Buffalo yesterday?
That's an excellent question.
We get tornadoes in Western New York.
Oh, I wasn't trying to listen. I'm not saying
we get tornadoes like in Cheektowaga or Hamburg, Orchard Park. Those are like the suburbs. Those are like kind of like the rural areas. Okay. Downtown Buffalo had a friggin' tornado. That never happens. That's the kind of stuff where if you saw that, you're like, damn, I'm gonna buy me a lottery ticket. Something mystical is happening, because that's like a once in a billion odds of happening. A tornado in actual downtown Buffalo, not too far from our waterfront, and not too far from a place I used to work at once upon a time. So it's kind of crazy, deranged, insane. And by the way, we do have a third person entering the dimension. We got 2 Daves and a Dre in a pizza place.
3D.
What? 3D. There you go.
The Dudleys.
Devon, get the table. So Bree is saying hello to everyone.
Would I be Devon?
How are y'all?
Hey, how you doing?
Well, if you're Devon, I'm gonna say David is Spike.
Yeah,
he's got a Spike Dudley kind of look, and I guess that makes me Bubba.
Ray. Yeah.
Which is funny because my brother actually kind of looks like Bubba if he lost a bunch of weight. Scheduling is definitely a bitch, Christian said. Yeah, I mean, yeah, scheduling is going to be an issue. I'm not too sure what we're looking at, but it's there's going to be a lot of changes. Some of you guys might see less and less of me, but we'll see what happens. We don't know what the future holds. Okay. Oz says thank you, Dave. Rex is saying it's going to be it's going to be the Stranger lightsaber. If you need any help, bro, hit me up. Whoa. Do I want to know why it's going to be? Is it going? Did you mean it's going to be the Stranger lightsaber? Is this a reference
The
to
stranger
something?
from the Acolyte.
Oh, I haven't watched the Acolyte yet. So because
No, neither
I'm
have I.
sorry, when I read the word the Stranger, I'm thinking of something else.
Things.
I'm thinking of Stranger Things.
Dre,
I didn't watch that show.
you get it?
Yes, I did. I did.
That's where my head was going. Christian said Power Glove is super nostalgic. Yeah, I have a 3D file for it. It was a free 3D file where it doesn't give me the glove, but it gives me the components that grip onto the glove. Now, those that actually had the Nintendo glove, it was a glove you slipped on up to your wrist, but then it was just like a plastic brace on the underside that had like a little Velcro strap. You can recreate that with anything. I mean, hell, when I first started as a Ghostbuster, I made the little key fobs they would wear on their waist out of dog leashes from like the Dollar General.
We lost Spike.
It's his connection. David will be back.
Gotcha.
But that's the thing. Like you can come up with some very budget ideas on how to do things. A little bit of epoxy and cutting up some dog leashes. I used to create some pretty crazy stuff. So we may be doing some stuff like that in the future when I make the glove. But if I do, like I said, I'm thinking about switching up the coloring on it to maybe match my outfit. So we'll see if I do that or not. So I'm going to be playing with some ideas. It's going to be different. Yep. Dave was like, we had tornadoes. Yep. About 27 across New York State. Yep. Bree's like, that's because the world is going crazy. Dre, is it starting to come down? She asked.
Yeah, like I said in
The
chat,
storm, aka it's pouring there. Is it pouring?
Basically, it was around 4:15.
Mm-hmm.
It was like starting to like come down steady, and it's been staying steady. We haven't had it be like a torrential downpour yet. They're estimating that we should be getting 2 full days of like downpour style rain.
Okay.
And that should start tomorrow and go till like I think they said Thursday or Friday morning. And that's what we're looking at. So
I was kind of disappointed. I wanted to upscale this, but I can't because I don't have a larger print bed. Either that or I'd have to slice this in certain sections and try and rebond it. But I'm kind of happy if it fits in my hand. It doesn't have to be a big, ginormous gun like the Desert Eagles that somebody wants. And I figured out a nice little way to connect this onto a belt. So we're gonna have fun with this. And my wife had said, "Who's even gonna recognize that?" I'm like, "I will." I mean, there's gonna be some vintage video gamers that will they'll pick up on it.
facts. Like I grew up with that show. I loved that show.
Well, Dre, you're old as shit, man.
Fuck you. You're the same age as me.
No, I'm a couple months younger.
Oh, please.
I make it look good.
Yo.
Speaking of looking good, we got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Duff Man's diorama. Besides, you're the one wearing a bluey shirt.
I got kids.
Spidey.
Thank you. I love Spider-Man too.
And by the way, David's wearing Buffalo Sabres, so that gets a pass every single time. I mean, and by the way, David, what year is it now? We got Lindy Ruff as the coach of the Sabres again?
Yeah, I mean, that just adds to the weirdness of 2024, doesn't it? We're back with Lindy on the ice. My dad passes, my uncle passes at the beginning of the year, and it's like, what is 2024 to any of us now? It's like,
hey, it's a great thing. Duffman says, "Hey, David, and Dre."
3D.
It's like Ed, and Eddie.
I like that one. Good reference. Another good reference.
And he also says, "Hey, Brianna."
Actually, I'm gonna get some of this stuff here.
The petty one herself, the petty princess, or the princess of petty. There you go. Yeah, I was talking to Aaron the other day. It seems like was it with me naming people, and the names actually stick with some of the people. It's scary.
We haven't we already
Sometimes.
decided? We've already decided that you are the official name doler. Like every time you have given a nickname to somebody that we like, that's a positive nickname, it sticks. So you accept your role.
Hey, I'll take it. There's a show called Stargate Atlantis, and like the first couple episodes, there's like one like a lieutenant, and the major's like, nope, that's it. You're not allowed to name anything anymore, because he was just coming up with like these cheesy, corny names. He's like, no, you're not allowed to name anything anymore. So, but let's move on to our next topic, and this is going to be one that Dre might find a little bit salty.
What am I gonna? Ooh.
Pre-orders, are they a joke?
Oh,
Is pre-ordering a joke now? And the reason why I'm bringing this up, guys, is this. Okay, are pre-orders a joke? And I'm looking at you, Hasbro. I am looking at you right now.
oh,
You dirty son of
the cluster,
mother hubbits.
the cluster of what was once a man, once a bad pre-order.
Not that's just one example. That is just one example. Okay. Here's the thing. Pre-orders, I think, are pre-orders a joke. And I think this is pre-orders are a cruel joke by some manufacturers. I'm not going to say all manufacturers, because we're going to talk about something that in our private chat, Trey, that you actually brought up today. We're going to talk about that in a little second. But I'm talking about, and we lost David again. It happens. You lose a David, you gain a Dre. It's a thing that happens. And yeah, I see you waving cable around like you just don't care.
Oh no, there's a mess. There's a mess of figures on my desk. I have not cleaned that desk off in weeks.
Hasbro's website's been a little janky. Okay, so what Dre was alluding to is they did a pre-order. Now, I am a Premium Pulse member, and I even missed out on this.
Yep.
Okay.
Dave was going to get two of them.
So no, I wasn't gonna get to because somebody seems to keep getting figures every time I try and pre-order a second set for him.
Hey, that one I wouldn't have been able to get my hands on.
Okay, so see what had happened was, so even being a Premium Pulse member, now for a long time I was against being Premium Pulse, right? But then I figured, hey, if I'm ordering more and more figures, let me get the free shipping at least, right? And Premium Pulse, usually you're supposed to get like a heads up. You're supposed to get like early, like a 1 hour ahead of everyone else. That is all BS because this stuff went live. And the reason why I'm saying our pre-orders are a joke, Hasbro, they have been doing limited runs, limited quantities on their merchandise, right? That is a very real thing right now, where they are doing a limited run on their merchandise. However, when they do a limited run on merchandise, what happens? People are missing out because you get scalpers, you get people who have computer programs running in the background where they auto buy and everything gets scooped up before you and your mother can even get to the website. Or hell, last week I was trying to get to Pulse. The app would not even load up on my phone. I tried going to the site. The site was giving me an error message. They were spamming the site so bad and the servers were going to hit so bad that you couldn't even load it on the app. So when you get a situation like that, let's just throw an arbitrary number. I'm going to throw like, let's say they did 100,000 units, right? Which I'm sure they had more than that, but I'm just using that as an arbitrary number. Well, once they hit that number, you can't pre-order anymore. And what are the odds that they'll do another run? It could happen, but why would you open up pre-order at, let's say, 10 a.m. Eastern? Okay. Or even if it's 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay. 1 p.m. Eastern on a Monday through Friday type situation. People are at work. Maybe they have their lunch at 11:30. Maybe they have their lunch at 12 to 12:30. It's not like they can say, hey, I want to take my lunch here. I want to take it this time. hey, I want to do it at 1 o'clock, and then hoping you can get online to pre-order. That's not how the world works, people. You might not even be near a computer. So this frustrates a lot of people. I mean, okay, they did a limit of five per customer. That's 5 per account, right? That's 5 per account. Well, what if you have some scalper who's got like 5 accounts? Well, that's 25 units he can pick up right there. That's 25 units. Hypothetically, could be more accounts, right? But that's 25 units that other people are missing out on the opportunity to get in on.
So 1 per person per email per address type of thing.
Yeah, I mean that would make things a little bit more complicated, but I get why Hasbro's doing the limited runs, because they've had the issue in the past where figures they peg warm, they sit and sit and sit, and then they eventually hit Ollie's or other discount bargain stores that I will not name on this channel. But I mean, that's just the thing. It's the reason why those figures peg warm isn't because of the quantity. It's because nobody liked those figures, aka lots of Lando. How many different Landos do we still see peg warming?
Lonely Lando.
At Target, at Walmart, not even Ollie's and the other discount
now
stores.
It's now if you look at Black Series, it's like what Mandos are peg warming. The stuff that was going like
Hell,
2 years
I was at
ago.
a Target today and I saw the Kleins still there.
Wow.
They're still releasing and he was in brand new he was in crisp packaging, which means that they're still shipping him out. How many years later? How many friggin' years later? I mean, that is Hasbro's problem. It's not that, oh, well, if we make too many of this figure. No. This is what you do. You do some actual focus groups. You survey your customers. You let them vote on, oh, we are looking at potentially releasing 25 figures this year. I want you to, can you, or let's say 10, let's say they give you 10 figures. Okay. We want this, we're going to display these, we're going to release these 10 figures from on a scale of 1 to 10, one being your least favorite and 10 being your most favorite. Which ones are you looking forward to, and can you put them in order of what you're how excited you are for them? They could do stuff like that, and then they can try and forecast and see, okay, well, this in the focus groups, these seem to test not as well as these. Let's do limited run on those figures instead of the other ones.
Well, here's where you get the kicker to that.
Yeah.
We've seen the focus groups, right? They'll jump in on it. They'll get the focus group. They'll say, hey, we want this figure. Several even of the bigger YouTubers that were fans of this, like I'll throw Cincy Nerd out there, Shartimus, The Amazing, lots of these famous YouTubers, they don't even want this figure. They're like, we never asked for it. We didn't want it. It's like, yeah, it's cool. Why not release? But here, like, I just want to follow up on what you're saying. Instead of releasing this figure, why not release Serpentor to mass market? Why not release Dr. Mindbender mass market? You're doing it for Slaughter. You're going to do that for Globulus. You're going to do that for
that would make sense, and it would please everybody and make people happy.
So this is where, and Hasbro, which is, like because they own Wizards of the Coast, their focus groups don't pay attention to anything about the tabletop community saying. So having a focus group that would actually tell them, like, what do you think as a toy community we want? They're not going to do it unless they see the numbers. And I hate to say it, we saw this, and you've heard Archer say it on his channel.
Yep.
And they'll take figures and people don't pre-order them anymore, either through the website or through, the store. And what happens at the stores, you get these damn stores that'll be like, well, I don't want to buy it now, or it runs out. And now it's like you then go to Ollie's, and like I see on my damn feed on IG, everybody goes to Ollie's, everybody goes to, the other places we don't say those other 4-letter words. And,
exactly.
They go there, and they're just boxes upon boxes upon boxes. And you just wonder why.
Those are in their areas, though, too. But
even though down here, we have tons. Joe Fix It. If you needed a Joe Fix It, I can get you one for $10.
Now I want to welcome my brother from another mother, the Darth Taz himself. Taz, I'm glad to see you up and alive, up and kicking. Darth Taz in the chat. Hope you're doing good, man.
My brother
Let's see
Dave
here.
got me this. Just wanted to show that off.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, he
Very
goes
cool.
well. He goes well with his partner writer, Lion Senki, Dragon the Lion.
There you go.
Nice. Very cool.
Uh,
I approve.
David's life. David was just saying to Duffman, I had to buy a new modem at Walmart because somehow it got fried. Also, 4 or 5 other people had the same problem too. Is that with Spectrum, David?
Yes, it was Spectrum. It was weird. Like 4 to 5 people in North Tonawanda. That same day, myself and 4 to 5 other people went out to Walmart in North Tonawanda and it's like, yeah, you're like the 5th person today to have that problem. It's like,
Do you know why?
okay.
All the Spectrum modems are refurbished, even though they make them look nice and shiny to put those little plastic wraps around them. They are still refurbished, and those modems are so bare bones that it's not even funny. As someone who worked for Spectrum for almost 10 years, I know that for a fact. But the thing is, those modems, they also tend to run. They generate a lot of heat. And that's the thing. A lot of people, most people, will place the modems in spots that there's not a whole lot of air circulation. And let's be honest. Western New York, so many people have wall-to-wall carpeting, especially if you live in an apartment building like myself. It's just something you just can't you just can't help it. But the thing is, it's like just like the space shuttle. When the space program was big and popping, the space shuttle was basically built by the lowest bidder.
Right.
Okay. They, it's all about cost efficiency nowadays. So I mean, and of course, hey, the modem goes down, well, you got to come back into the store, and that gives them opportunities to upsell on other items. Or, we have to roll a technician out there. There can be sometimes when they do those rolls, those truck rolls, you can incur charges for some of that stuff if there's not proper education. So it's a thing that happens.
Was it here? Spectrum charges you. They tried to charge us $55 to have a tech come out. And then when he came out, he didn't charge us anything because he realized that the issue was the house wiring was old here in this house, and he had to rewire the whole thing. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm not charging you for that because it's like this has to be done. So we're not going to charge you me coming out here to do something that is
Dre, remember when I was texting you about earlier? So yeah, I may have to I may be forced to go back to Spectrum because of that.
Oh no.
Wow.
Because the current cell service or the current internet service I'm using is T-Mobile, and is considered a cellular internet service and not a traditional wired internet service. It has to do with internet security for people. So there is that potential issue right there.
Wow.
You feel me, Dre? But there would be a compensation involved.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Yeah,
but how good is the compensation?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to go into specifics just yet. So in a few weeks I can. But currently no. But the thing is, like, I love my T-Mobile internet right now. I mean, I get 120, almost 120 megabytes per second upload. Download, I'm easily 700 to 800 megabytes.
Yeah.
So if I'm uploading like a 20-minute video, 5 minutes, it's uploaded. Bam, done. I mean, it's great for streaming purposes. I mean, it's a great overall experience. Plus, the only wire you have to worry about is the Ethernet going into the computer. Well, hell, right now I'm doing Wi-Fi. I plug it into a wall outlet. That's it. That's all you have to worry about with their with T-Mobile. And that, and you need the modem, their modem facing in a window because it's like a line of sight thing. But I get great speeds. I get tremendous speeds for $5 less than what I was paying for Spectrum. But it is what it is. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. Maybe I will have 2 services going. I don't know.
Well,
We'll see what
best of luck
happens.
with that idea, that 2 service thing.
Well, I mean, a person can do that. Hypothetically,
Sure.
when I worked for Spectrum, people had 2 sets of internet. They had a basic internet provided by their employer.
Right.
Okay. And then they had their regular internet for their home, for their family, kids, and everything. So, I mean, for some people, that makes sense.
Mm.
Maybe if you're someone who downloads certain content, you don't want it showing up
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
one internet service provider. So, I mean,
Mhm.
not that I condone that action, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
in a world, those are things. But that's the thing. It's like situations like this. Like personally, like I know Dre was saying, like Shardamus and a few others who were not keen on this. For me,
Mhm.
I love the idea of this figure and the accessories because I grew up watching the TV, watching the cartoon, and watching the movies. So to see those iconic scenes are pretty awesome. Don't get
Oh
me
no,
wrong.
I agree with you 110%. I think
I
it
mean,
looks good.
this Roblox scene right here.
Which
I mean, come
so,
on.
and here's the thing though.
Yes.
I love that scene too. It's very iconic, very memorable, very memorable.
But
Here's the kicker. As much as I think this figure, and I wanted it because I don't have a Cobra Commander,
I don't.
and
Me neither. Like
so
that.
to me,
That's
this
the
is like
thing.
this would have been a great piece to replace the Cobra Commander. But especially with the fact that we're getting movie figures, the fact that they're reissuing figures and making
Yeah.
new ones. Like I said, we're getting Globulus. We know we're getting Nemesis Enforcer. We did not expect we were going to get Cobra Commander. Then we get Cobra Commander. We got Jinx already. We're getting a reissued Falcon, which he looks really good. They finally fixed that issue. I was like, okay, are we going to get like some of the other movie based characters? Are
Falcon's
we
still a punk.
a
What?
Falcon's still a punk? But again, at the end of the day, the screw up on their part was too big.
Yeah.
And I've already been seeing people post it on IG and on Facebook that there's now getting fake spam emails mentioning it. Like,
I mean, spam emails. That's not to borrow a Disney line, but it's a tale as old as time. I mean, hell, when I worked for Spectrum, people would say, "Hey, I got this email from your company," and I would say, "Hey, can you forward the email to this?" We had some test email accounts that we would have them forward the email to, right? And it looked legit for the most part, about 95% accurate. But that's the thing, you could get a company's logo from Google. 1, 2, 3, easy. Do some
and
background
use
remove.
Canva.
Yep.
Do that. Yep. Not even Canva. I mean, hell. I mean, anyone could do
iPhone.
that.
You do it on your iPhone.
You could post links in there that will be legitimate links that take a person to Spectrum's website. Just as an example. So I mean, a lot of that stuff is you can fake the funk, and a lot of people don't know any better. A
That's a
lot of
good
people
question from my
really
mom
don't know
about-
any better. So that's the thing. But like, let's be honest, right now, the top of this page, I have no interest until we hit once a man, and then after this, I don't have any interest until we hit the goblin bomb.
Yep, and the mask.
Okay.
Those are the two things. And the Colossus, I'm actually interested in.
Colossus, I'm on the fence about.
I pre-ordered him through Amazon.
If there's a deal on him, then I'll grab him. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, okay, I already have this morpher, and Dre, so do you. Well, technically, your wife.
Yeah, my wife has it in the classroom. Thank you.
Now, and my wife doesn't know about the Harry Potter monopoly, and we're going to keep it that way. Okay.
Oh.
But had they re-released Tommy's Master Morpher, I would have been down. I would have been downtown. I would have been all in. I probably would have ordered 2. But they're just this is what's already been out. And when I got mine, and when I got the one for Dre, I got them for like $20 or $30 a piece. They're like on clearance. There was a sale going on at Walmart. I scooped them up. people laugh at me when I say, you know what, I'm going to hold off. Sometimes holding off, you miss out on
Pays off.
stuff, and sometimes you get a home run. Now,
But also, the sale comes back around too.
yeah,
You may hold
I mean,
off, you may get a better sale later on.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, and here's what
this pumpkin bomb looks good.
It does. So does
It
the
looks
mask.
legit good. I might, if I were a person, even this is photography right now. The question is, how does it look in hand? That's going to be the question, and the reason why I bring that up is because of this morpher. This morpher looks great, right?
Mhm.
It is light as hell.
Yep.
It
Once
is.
it's in hand,
This is
it
all
is.
cheap plastic. For anyone that doesn't know, this is light as hell. I mean, I'm sorry. That's why I will always love the legacy morphers from Bandai, because they have weight. If you're cosplaying with it, you feel like you're an actual
Won't
ranger,
break it.
because it has heft to it. It has weight. It feels like the real deal. Okay. But when it's light as a feather and you feel like, Jesus, it looks so cheap, and you see all like the gloss and the sheen to it, you don't get that in person. It is dull as hell in person. Now, if you doctor it up a little bit, that's a whole other story. And by the way, Dre, apparently David's trying to go bye on us.
Some of it. Mm-hmm.
That was a Deadpool reference right there. In case
That's
anyone
why
doesn't know.
Yes, I know. I haven't seen the movie, but
that's why I
I'm
didn't
working
say
on it.
anything. But I see we're beyond. My
by
thing
the way,
was I gave everybody a week to go see the movie.
And by the way, Duff, man, if you don't know, Taz is the craziest SOB you will ever meet. Okay, if you in the toy collecting world, okay, Duff Man is that great guy that everyone gets along with. Okay, I'm Duff. I don't mean this in any down kind of way, but you're like our McFoley. Everyone loves you. Everyone chants your name when you're around. Okay, Taz is like stone cold on the microphone. Okay, he don't give a flying fudge who you are, what you're trying to say. He will make fun of you. He is funny. He is insane. He is unfiltered, unapologetic, and that's why we love him, because he's so big. But I'm glad to see Taz up in here. Duff, I'm glad you're hanging out. Hope you're feeling well. Rolando's popping up in the chat. Oh, Taz lives. He says Taz lives close to him. Okay, there you go.
Nice.
Two of my favorite brothers. There we go. By the way, Dre, Taz is the same age as us. By the way,
Yes.
so
I think you've told me.
we're all crazy Gen Xers in this chat.
Yay! That makes me feel good.
Yeah, Duff says, yeah, feeling pretty good. Awesome. That's what I need to hear, man. That is what I need to hear. But see, that's the thing though. With these pre-orders that they do such a limited run on them, and this is supposed to be exclusive, and you have such a limited run that it sells out so quickly. Like within I knew people who were getting online within 2 minutes, it was gone.
And here's the thing, it's at the con, because I actually had a bunch of friends of mine at SDCC, and they were like,
you know me. What?
They had made a big stink that it became impossible because the wait that Hasbro made people wait. SH Figure Arts had a 7-hour wait to get those exclusives, and you had to get tickets the night before. Hasbro didn't even do that. Hasbro was like, and you only got tickets for I think 4 of the items out of the 8 exclusives.
I mean, come on, they could have done bracelets. They could have done. I mean, they could have done a crap load of things, guys. But that's the thing with some of these companies, it is damn laughable. Like, okay, please, why for the love of God are you going to do this? Really, Knight Rider? I'm skipping this because I know he will eventually go on sale at Target.
You get them for like $25 or $10 at Ollie's.
Exactly. Because
that shouldn't be a combination.
One, if you look at this is just this is kind of a variation repaint. It's similar.
Sideswipe.
Hear me here. Hold up 1 moment. Come now. It's a combination of Sideswipe, but it's also a combination of Gigaflux, the Back to the Future crossover that they did a few years back as well.
Where?
Huh?
Where do you see the Gigaflux? I see more Sideswipe than anything else.
I mean, well, the head. Take a look at the head real close if you can.
I thought Gigaflux's head was the same as Jazz.
No, it's a
Because
bit
I thought he had
different.
the boxes over the mouth like Jazz did.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I'm over this. And please, I am not paying I'm paying $90 to get 2 really small figures, which are smaller than a 3 3/4. That's like what, 2 inch,
Those are like, I think,
2.5 inch figures,
yeah,
maybe.
I think they're they're like the page punchers. So
Yeah,
like 2 inches, yeah, 2.5.
yeah. I mean no, they're trying to say these are 3 3/4.
They're not. They're not. They're page
They're not.
puncher size.
No, but I mean, come on. I mean, don't get me wrong. This looks great. However, it's only a 7-inch Autobot figure. Dre, you know I have the power to make something better.
I know. That's why I can't wait to get it in hand. And I actually get to have relive my childhood, which makes me very happy.
Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to recreate all the labels.
No, that
but
I'm gonna have to order. I'll order.
But I
those
will
online.
be outsourcing through a certain company called Toy Hacks to get some vintage G.I. Joe type decals. I mean, it won't be an Autobot, but I mean, I think this is the best choice, though, was making it Cup.
Yeah, that makes sense because he was a
Pairing up Cup, and you can see it's Cup with his little abs.
Well, it's not even his little abs; it's just the head sculpt gives it away. I loved Cup from the movie.
I mean, I could have saw Hound, or even a variation of Ironhide.
Red Alert could have been in one too.
Yeah. But
well, no, Red Alert would have probably worked better with the Ghostbusters. I would have probably put him because it was an ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would have worked better. But yeah, Cup is a perfect.
I mean, it's the thing is, like something like this, $90. I'm sorry, the Transformers figures have been going up in price exponentially, and the quality has been going down.
Phil said that
terribly
on his channel a while back. Yukon Phil made that comment that that they have raised exponentially. Like Swoop, who is one of my favorite Dinobots.
Michael Reed in the chat.
And I really wanted to get Swoop, but to get Swoop Studio Series, it's like $75. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
This isn't Takara. This isn't Takara type quality.
It's plastic.
Yeah.
If it was Takara Tomy and it was metal in the plastic, yes, I'm all 100% in.
And honestly, Star Wars, I'm completely out of Star Wars right now. I still have my Star Wars figures, but I'm not. I stopped buying them as of last fall, and I'm not buying anymore. I skipped this Wolverine because I didn't like how he looked. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that we can see the spoiler of his costume underneath his clothes. It would have been funny if they made it where his hands, like the claws, were only coming out just a little bit, like in the movie. And if anyone didn't see the movie, well, that's a spoiler. It's a funny spoiler, though.
Okay.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's like they have a lot of good stuff. I mean, $45 for a big figure and an animal. Okay, that's pretty much kind of the prerequisite or the automatic default now with GI Joes. But this guy, he's pretty massive. He gets, of course, with classified series, you get tons, all these accessories right here for $45. That's a no-brainer. But the thing is, when you have a company like Hasbro and they do such a limited line, it is such a friggin' joke and a half. It's a smack in the face.
Plus, you have the quality to think about it too, which you've been talking about. But a lot of it would come down to.
Duffman is asking, have I ever looked into Joy Toy Mechs? I don't think I have. Let's do a little search right here. Joy Toy Mechs. Let's take a look. Oh, okay. Apparently, there's got them on Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Let's just click on one of these. Oh, these look real nice. I mean, for
they are very nice.
$80. But let's just take a look at that. That's a lot of great detail right there.
Yeah. I have no idea what we're looking at, but I'll agree with you.
Well, we got some LED action going on, so that's always nice to have in a collectible.
That's a plus.
You know,
Mhm.
military Joy Toy action figures. I mean, that's the thing. It's like those figures sold out on
We just
Hasbro.
passed
So
Power
now we're
Rangers
having to
too.
go to like Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store to try and get the pre-orders of what we're looking for. Like I missed out on Wolverine.
Yeah.
I mean this Wolverine. I could technically pre-order him through here, but on Hasbro he's sold out. It doesn't make sense that I can pre-order through someone else and I'll get them there.
Yeah.
So it's like Hasbro is a joke. You're like, okay, we're gonna make a big run of this figure. We're only gonna keep a small handful here, and we're sending everything else out elsewhere. They're not even a proper toy manufacturer right now. They are a third party right now. They are kind of an Amazon, if you will, which is
Are
kind
you
of
into
annoying.
cashback?
What?
Cashback. Are you in the cashback?
I don't know what that means.
Cashback. For like Rakuten or Retail Me Not.
Well, that's the thing. Usually I don't buy stuff like through pre-orders. I
Yeah.
rarely pre-order because I've had a lot of horror stories, and when I have pre-ordered, well, recently I had an issue where Hasbro, I pre-ordered some stuff and they
Mhm.
delivered to the wrong apartment building. It was FedEx, but
Yeah.
still, it's like that's who Hasbro uses, and they're like, this happened. Well, let's go ahead and do a reship. Like it was no sweat, and these were figures that they had sold out on their website, which boggles the mind even more. How
Yeah.
can you do a reship of figures that were sold out?
They're lying
How
to
is
you.
that possible? Huh?
They're lying to you.
Exactly. I mean,
Wait,
how?
are we arguing supply and demand now?
I
No,
think we are. I think we got into there.
we're arguing about Dre the Collector Safe Space
Okay.
because
I hate that guy.
I heard some stories about that guy
So do I. He sucks.
and blows. What? Huh?
Oh, I love that helix right there. I have to get Tunnel Rat. That's one I got to get my hands on.
I gotta get my hands on a few of these guys.
Well, you have a couple of them. I have a couple of them in a box waiting to send you. So
Mm-hmm.
Saturday they're going to be mailed out. Finally.
Finally, The Rock has. Oh.
Hmm.
Thank God they never did a G.I. Joe figure with The Rock.
I have that pre-ordered already. I pre-ordered pretty much that entire new wave.
I wanted to get this through Walmart, but I missed out, so I might have to.
That's going to be
At some
shopping
point
it
in
around.
time, I will make a consideration about doing it through here. But like I said, my spending is going to be limited in the future. In the year 3000, if anyone catches that reference.
You know what I'd like to get my hands on is
I'm surprised that they got the
this-
exclusive Trouble Bubble in here.
yeah, that's what I need to get my hands on too. On one of those eventually. Shockwave, I got to get him.
Well, they don't even list them anymore.
Yeah, they actually. I've noticed that they pulled a lot of their stock.
No, these guys, the ones that they reshipped, they don't even list them on here anymore.
You know why? Because Hasbro's treating it like as straight distro now. Their website's completely distribution only. So they're looking at it from the perspective of, if we don't have it, we don't have it. It's good they pull it, because they did that with the Rangers. They did that with some of the X-Men and Marvel Legends, like Power. What was it? This lovely figure that our boy Fig Fever got me for my birthday.
Princess Power.
Yeah, she was pulled from the website and it's still never gone back up.
The
And
only thing I
Amazon,
ever
you can get it for
pre-ordered was
$50.
exclusives on NECA's website, Duffman says. Now, here, I used to be a big Transformer fan. Look at this Optimus, this MP44S that they're doing. $220.
All plastic. Looks terrible.
Okay. $220, and I mean some of the body on here looks terrible.
Get the yellow part.
I've bought knockoffs before, and I've bought real masterpiece figures. This is not a masterpiece. I hate to say it, but that is not a masterpiece. I'm sorry. just isn't.
Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff going around right now. Like there was a guy I follow on IG that just talked about the best bootleg figure he bought, and it was the version 2 Yamaguchi of the version 2 Amazing Yamaguchi Deadpool, comic accurate Deadpool. And that figure, I was like, it's only like $30 on AliExpress.
Now, Dre, I got to bring this up. How do you feel about Toddy Mack trying to go the NECA route?
I don't talk about Todd no more. I don't give him any more of my money.
Okay, but
the only thing I will tell you this,
I'm not asking you, are you going to buy him? I'm not asking that.
I know
I'm
that.
asking, how do you feel about Todd McFarlane and McFarlane Toys trying to go the route that NECA has already kind of perfected for the most part? NECA and Super 7.
He needs to compete because he wanted to
can't compete though.
He's trying, and SH Figure Arts does it too with Jamiroquai, Freddie Mercury, Michael Jackson. You know, we've seen those same like rock stars make it to SH Figure Arts, and people love it.
Now
they're like $50. I'll pay $50 and I get this.
I gotta reach out to Archer because Archer's done the Super 7s.
Yeah, he did. What was it? Motorhead.
Yeah, lend me from Motorhead, and he also I want to say he had Slash.
Yeah, I think he did Slash too.
So I'm gonna have to get him on at some point, and me and him, we I mean, don't get me wrong. I think this is pretty good. Don't get me wrong. I think this is a pretty good. But concerns I have is like, look at the legs, look at the joints.
So can I tell you what I think? Here, if you look at the top portion, it looks like a crappy McFarlane body, right?
Yes.
With the limited articulation. If you
all day long.
So if you guys want to laugh at what I think the bottom half looks like, did you guys ever collect WWE Mattel Basics, the $10 Mattel figures that have 5 points of articulation? That's what the bottom half of the body is. The legs just go straight and bend the knees back.
And I mean, look at the bubbles. Not even a box. It's not even a box.
Dynamic posing. Go spend $50 and buy yourself the Freddie Mercury SH Figure Arts that looks fantastic. Straight off the cover.
Or NECA or Super 7, hypothetically speaking.
If I'm gonna spend 50, I'll spend that. I'll go SH.
If anything, if I was him, hopefully he's including a figure stand like he usually does.
Nope.
You know, like
look at that. There's no stand.
Or hear me out. Include something like that, or how about including like a guitar pick or something like that, something that's collectible. But this is a miss all day long. He's definitely going to be taking a hit on this. Some like completionists will jump on this, and I get that. Was this, is this like a number like 14,400 of so many or whatever?
And I feel like that's such a fake number.
Limited.
Yeah, let's be real. I feel like it's a fake number because he puts those on so many things. Like,
but Dre, Todd's making a 6-inch figure.
Yeah, but it's a 6-inch figure.
He lost an inch.
He's a grower, not a shower. I mean,
Toddy Mack is now sponsored by Hims.
I mean, if you're gonna spend. Folks, I've never been one to tell people where to spend their money. You spend your money how you want to spend your money on your figures. That's what I believe. And if you're going to spend that money, you know, I get it, but don't waste $30 that he's going to ask for Freddie Mercury. Invest that $30 in a NECA. Spend the $5 more, get the NECA version. If not, if you want to really spend your money and go into mid-range collectibles, go get the SH Figure Arts. You know, like there's so much better ways to invest your money into what we collect nowadays that it's just, oh my goodness. Like I said, the Thundercats are going to be going to Mondo. Mondo's owned by Funko. You know, I mean, McFarlane, you know, he's doing the anime thing. And he's trying to take away from Bandai, which good luck on that one.
I was going to pull up the Marvel. I'm trying to find who has the Marvel that he's doing. I think that is a friggin' waste.
Go on their main page for Big Bad Toy Store. It's on their main page. because it was, I think, part of their just release stuff this week. Yeah, there it is, right there.
Here, okay.
Yeah, they're terrible.
This is a waste. If someone wants PVC
Diamond Select,
statues, Diamond Select all day long.
Kodo or Diamond, if you're gonna go for anything.
Little cardboard background. This is a pass. Even at $30, this is a pass all day long. I'm
and
sorry.
it's not even the cover of artwork he did.
Nope.
Like, dude, like give me the artwork you did the art for, McFarlane. That's what I would want.
I mean, you got a Deadpool here. I'm like,
that's the Liefeld cover.
Yeah.
Apart from, we're missing everybody else.
And honestly, I could 3D print something better. That's not a flex. That's a fact.
Not the good.
Right? I showed you a few files earlier today.
Yeah. I would take any of those any day.
Okay. So I mean, that's the thing. It's like if people can make their own better, why even do this? Because anyone could get something like that printed, that background printed.
So just let's go through this real quick here. Starting at the top, McFarlane supposedly did that. That was artwork for Spider-Man 300 that he did for the Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, no, Spider-Man number 6. Okay, so that's Spider-Man number 6. New Mutants, Liefeld.
Yep.
The X-Men cover is supposed to be Jim Lee. That's the Jim Lee X-Men, and it looks Iron Man.
I'm not a fan of cell shading, so that's how I feel about that one.
So this Iron Man should have been Kirby. I think that's the Jack Kirby Iron Man.
Cell shading on this one too.
Looks terrible. And then that should be the Kirby or Lee Captain America. That's the Kirby Captain America.
Again, cell shading. It's.
But see, so Ban Presto did that with Dragon Ball Z, where they did the cell shaded anime characters, and those look good because they found a way to take the cell shading and blend it with the lighter colors, the pastel colors, so that it would pop. But
now we talked about this. I want to bring up a different fact. Okay, Dre in today's we have a group chat that a lot of us are in. And Dre was talking about a certain company that I'm a big fan of. What company is that, Dre?
3-0.
In fact, for those that don't know, my first 1/6 scale figure was just that. It was a 3-0. It was a 3-0 Green Ranger. You can see standing right next to my Hot Toys Captain America. And I recently...
He read my mind.
And I have White Ranger, which I have to do an unbox of in the near future. But, I mean, I got Green Ranger for $99. That is about, on average, for a decent Hot Toy, that is about 1/3 the cost. But you're getting it. So if you want to entry level yourself into 1/6 scale, this is a good way to go. And technically speaking, like this one, I think I got them on Big Bad Toy Store for about $129 plus tax. So after tax and shipping, we're talking about like $139. Still cheaper because everyone else is selling it for $149.99 plus shipping and tax. So I still came out ahead here. That's why I always say shop around. However, this is about the price that, and Dre, don't hate me. This is about the price you pay for a Mezco or SH Figure Arts or, everyone say it, Mafex.
Love Mafex.
Okay, so to get a 1/6 scale figure for a Mafex price you're still ahead of the game. If you want something larger, something larger than your atypical 6-inch 1/12 scale figures, this is a great way to go. They are becoming a little bit harder and harder to get. This is brand new, so you kind of have to shop around. Sometimes you might be relying on eBay or your Facebook fan groups, which I've done a few times. But that's the thing. 3-0 is a great line. I got in on the MDXL. Dre is also in love with that line as well. They make a lot of great stuff. They make a lot of great stuff. I think this Mirage actually looks really good.
The Mirage
from the movie.
I think I have. Was it Jazz already pre-ordered?
I do want Jazz, and I like how there's different variations of him. You know, you got his open face. You got like the shield down. He looks great.
I'm trying to see if they had. I'm on Big Beds with you,
Now,
and I'm
it
trying
would
to
have been
look.
cool if they, even for a little additional charge, if they included, spoiler if you haven't seen it, the human that he's paired up with in his
Yeah,
armor.
that would have been cool. Like the way
Okay.
he gets Transformers suit. Yeah.
And if you're a fan of Diaclone in Transformers, you will know the references to what we're talking about. But that's the thing. It's like you shop around. Sometimes you can find some better deals. But I mean, that's the thing. I think with the way Hasbro is doing things, they're pushing people away. Flat out, my personal opinion, I think they're pushing people away. The people who are still sticking around are the diehard Marvel fans and Star Wars fans for the most part. They've pretty much killed Power Rangers as far as contents and as far as, you know, toys, collectibles. They've kind of killed it for the most part. 3-0 is making those 1/6 scale figures, but guess what? They're making it. Hasbro kind of leased the IP out to them, but 3-0 is making it and Hasbro selling it on their website. If you guys
So
don't believe me, there you go. Let's go right here. We'll go to all Power Rangers merchandise. Oh, we have the Morpher here. We have, by the way, I'm skipping this, whatever wave one they're calling it or whatever it's going to be. I don't like this. I get it's kind of a throwback to what they used to do, but there's no color on any of the weapons. It's going to rub some people the wrong way. We got the 3-0 for $119.99. It's sold out right now, but you got the 3-0 1/6 scale Gold Ranger, which looks phenomenal.
mhm.
It does look phenomenal, regardless of the actor who portrayed him and his legal issues and some of his troubles. Regardless of that, I mean, look at these. These are $99 figures, or you get at one point you could get the entire set of Zeo Rangers or the 5 core Zeo Rangers, I should say, for $479. You can still get the Dragon Shield variant of Zack the Black Ranger for $99. That's kind of a no-brainer right there. The other stuff, these are some of the remnants of the Lightning Collection, which we're not even going to bother with. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like you got Super 7 and 3-0. Those are your big money makers right now. They even have they had a 1/6 3-0 putty here. I wish they would have had the Z putty, but they have this one. Maybe they'll do a Z putty in the future. We don't know. Or I would love to see them do a Z 1/6 scale. That would be insane looking. It might be a little bit more because you're not dealing with fabric. It's all hard bodied figure, but you'll see what happens. But
I
that's the
think that
thing.
there's a lot of talk in the 1/6 scale community about with the Rangers being that's probably the way we're going to be getting the figures from now on.
Yeah.
Because of this, it's sad that unless Playmates, who's now got the license,
Yes,
going
they
to
have
do
those.
anything, and I heard that they're going to do 5-inch
Well,
figures.
They have, I guess, Hasbro still owns it, but it's like Hasbro's leasing it out.
And that's really a Disney IP.
It's kind of like, hey, we tried to run this restaurant in this space, we didn't do too well, so hey, we're gonna let you try and run the restaurant now. And who knows, they might really cook. You just never know. Because once upon a time, they had some pretty fire stuff that would be considered cosplay. Back in the 90s, when they did the Star Trek The Next Generation, they had the tricorders, they had the Enterprise D, they had all these little toys that would light up, had sounds. It looked so realistic back in the 90s. Now imagine what they could do nowadays. And if they cater to the collectible market, it could really blow up in a good way for them. But who knows? We just got to see what happens. So that right now, I wanted to touch base on pre-orders. Are they a joke? For the most part, they are. Sometimes they're good. Like you were saying at SDCC, there was a lot of issues. I'm going to Fan Expo. We'll see if there's anything cool there. We'll see if some of the hard to find stuff finds its way there. We'll see. However, I know we don't have a whole lot of people hanging on this stream because, well, we have one person watching right now. But one thing I want to bring up is this. I am not someone that stands for negativity. Dre knows this. I know it. A few of you guys know this. If I see anyone who's bringing negativity, and recently some friends of the channel were put under fire by these two guys who have their own YouTube channel, but they are just all over the place. And these guys basically spent almost 30 minutes tearing down these people. If you can't do anything original, if your best your only way to make content is to make fun of people, respectfully, you might want to rethink you having a YouTube channel. You might want to rethink you being a human being. Because if all you can do is just find the negative in the world and that's your content, you're gonna turn into a really dark person on the inside. So that's what I have to say about that. It's something that really irks me. I get that a lot of people, they see something negative, they kind of latch onto it because they want to see what's going to be said or what's going to happen next. You know, it is what it is. Personally, I see something like this and I kind of want to go after the people. I kind of want to put that channel on blast, but if I do, I'm bringing attention towards them. And I'm not going to do that, guys. I'm not going to do that. There's other ways. There's ways of, you can go ahead and report someone, but I came across, I was redirected to this video. And these guys start their video out with that, please do not harass anyone in this video, when they are harassing these really awesome people that I know. Nobody's perfect. YouTube is big enough for everyone to exist. If you can't appreciate that, then I don't know. And you have stuff going on inside your heart, your soul, that you need to reevaluate. That's how I feel. But guys, it's getting a little. It's about 9:38, so we're gonna wrap it up. Again, I want to thank everyone who's tuned in. Anyone who might be watching on a replay squad, let me know in the comment section below. #replay squad. Let me know your thoughts on tonight's stream. I know this is not the atypical stream. Also, I am still looking for people who want to be featured on Tuesday Night Talks. If you have a YouTube channel, you have a Twitch, you have Instagram, you have an Etsy store, you want to be featured in any shape or form, please either email me at davesdimension78@gmail.com, or you can message me on Instagram at daves_dimension. But guys, I want to thank everyone who supported the channel over the past couple of years. I am going to keep going as long as I possibly can. Schedule permitting, content might be shifted a little bit. Availability might be shifted a little bit. So I apologize in advance. But I want to thank everyone who's ever been there, who's ever supported the channel. We're going to keep things going. Was it Mega Demon's asking a question here? Will there be a Tuesday night stream next week? As of right now, that's up in the air. It depends on, one, what's going on, and two, it depends on the subject matter we're going to have. I'm unsure what we're going to do for next week's Tuesday Night Talks. Well, we will do a version of Tuesday Night Talks, whether it's talking about Wolverine and Deadpool finally after a few weeks, or maybe it's going to be talking about some prop making, some final finishes for my cosplay that I'm going to be doing. That is all up in the air, guys. But I will say this: I'm going to be here as long as I possibly can, guys. I started this channel just doing some Ghostbuster cosplay prop making. That, hey, if I could do it, anybody can. And if it turns into a return to that, then that's what's going to happen. But as I said, my work schedule is going to be changing. My life schedule is going to be changing a little bit, and we're going to do everything we possibly can. I'm still going to be the same Dave as always. Who knows? Maybe there's a rebranding in the future. If I'm changing the content to be more video and more, prop making, because again, guys, I am no expert when it comes to 3D printing. I am learning as we go, and I'm going to share that information as we go, guys. But I just want to thank everyone for popping in, everyone who came on to the stream, Dre, David's Life, everyone who came through the chat, Dartez, David's Life, Duffman's Diorama, Michael Reed, Mega Demon Collects, Bree of the Maven of Madness, and so many others, guys. I want to thank everyone for coming through. You guys know what I'm going to say. I say it every single time. And I'm sorry if this week's episode was a bit of a downer. I needed to I always like to be transparent with you guys. I always like to let you guys know what is actually going on as it's going on. I don't like to hide things. I don't put a fake face on anything. I just like to keep things real. But guys, until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension and Tuesday Night Talks, of course, saying keep on busting. And you know what I'm going to say. I say it every single time. I will always catch you on the flip side. Take care, guys.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need